and that was back over hurdles. He just needs to prove that his jumping is up to the task going a fast 2 miles.
Yeah, that's a bit of a worry here. But the other worry as well, Nick, is that he's a stone shy of the top ones here in terms of hurdling ability. So even if the jumping does hold together, he's still got a bit more to do here.
Yes, as you point out, on point of ratings, Eradicate £3 higher than Ferof over hurdles. So the disparity in price might just be a little much, 11 to 4 on a 9 to 1. There's for Non-Stop, who looks fabulous today. He's just about the pick of the paddock for Nick Williams, who has 2 important runners in the Tingle Creek and whose horses are going well at present. I thought Lidar, Dave, was impressive at Newbury, more in terms of style than substance of form, but he seemed to really relish the job.
Yeah, it was very much style over substance, that though, wasn't it? The race really did fall apart with the favourite underperforming. He's a horse who, prior to that, had promised rather than delivered, I'd say, and I think he's going to find it tough here today. I'd be interested to see how he gets on in the future after this race, if you like, just to see whether what we saw at Newbury could be believed.
He seemed to enjoy front running, and he could well adopt a similar role here. And if he really flies those railway fences, he could yet present a reasonably potent threat to horses that are officially rated much higher than him over the smaller obstacles. And the others are no mugs. Lancetto, for Evan Williams, has jumped beautifully to win his last couple of races, but takes a hike in class. Ultimate, smart hurdler, needs a little more. A Megastar, almost top-class novice hurdler, has not really cut it in 2 runs over fences to date, but is a smart animal on his day. Can Ferof continue this winning spree for Paul Nicholls and Ruby Walsh? We'll find out in the Grade 1 Henry VIII with Mike.
And racing for the Markel Insurance Henry VIII Novices Chase. This Grade 1 race underway now with Lancetto leading them towards the first of 13 fences. From Lidar in second place, they all jumped it well. Third then is Ultimate in the red cap. On the inside then is Eradicate, the grey Ferof. And then the red colours are for Non-Stop, and held up at the back of the field is Megastar. Onto the open ditch, and all jumped it well. Megastar just left his hind legs in it a touch, but no damage done. So settling down, Lancetto and Paul Maloney lead by 3 lengths to Lidar and Charlie Huxley. Then a break of a similar margin then to Ultimate and Danny Cook, who races just in front of Ferof and Eradicate. Ruby Walsh and David Bass already on the score sheet this afternoon. For Non-Stop, Noel Feely held up at the back of the field in the red colours, and Megastar and Josh Moore are last. So reaching the top of the hill, Lancetto being held together as they head down towards the only fence on this part of the track, number 3 here. In second place is Lidar, with Ferof now just about poaching third. In between them is Eradicate, with Ultimate on the outside for Non-Stop, and Megastar at the back of the field. A potentially tricky fence this, and we'll see how they get over it. Mistake by Eradicate. Otherwise, the rest of them all jump pretty well, particularly Lancetto, as they head off now towards the back straight, having completed the first 3/4 of a mile or so, and plenty of tests await them down the far side. Here comes the first of them, Lancetto, Lidar. All jumped it well. Megastar just finding the pace a bit hot for him at this stage. On they go towards fence number 5. Ferof, beautiful jump, Ferof third, Eradicate fourth for Non-Stop. And then comes, hanging on to them, Ultimate as they go to the open ditch. Ultimate just losing a little bit of ground on the leading 5 now. Just seeing Megastar 10 lengths behind Ultimate as they go now towards the water jump down the back straight. Lancetto, Lidar and Ferof, with Eradicate poised in 4th spot as they take the water. For Non-Stop is next, 3 lengths then to Ultimate, and a gap of 15 then back to Megastar. So onto the railway fences here in the Markel Insurance Henry VIII Novices Chase. Lancetto leads them over the first of the railways. From Lidar second, Ferof on the outside is poised. The grey for Ruby Walsh. Then comes Eradicate, who hit that fence quite hard. Mistake by Ultimate, quite a bad one towards the back there. As they go towards the last on the far side, then Eradicate also made an error at that particular fence. That was 4 from the finish. Ferof drawing alongside Lancetto. Lidar 2 lengths away third. Eradicate then for Non-Stop. And these 5 have drawn clear of Ultimate now in 6th place, with a yawning gap then back to Megastar in 7th. And now the race is really on, because they're coming down towards the last three fences here in this Grade 1 contest. And Ferof, the odds-on favourite, swinging off the bridle for Ruby Walsh. Still, though, Lancetto ploughs on, just about the advantage being held by him. Eradicate's trying to come back at them. Lidar's yellow cap for non-stop is poised behind them. 3 out. Ferof touches down. Eradicate, a bad blunder. Surely that's one blunder too many for him. And it's Ferof who motors to the front in impressive style as he turns around towards the last two fences. Here's Ruby Walsh and Ferof. Another great leap by the grey. Now for non-stop, goes into second place. He's got 2 lengths to find on the odds-on favourite. Lancetto back in third. One more fence to go. Here's Ferof coming towards it now. And he jumped it well. For non-stop is after him, though, chasing him down. Ferof here for non-stop, who's closing with every stride. Ferof pulling out a bit more for non-stop to within half a length. Ferof for non-stop, to the line they go. Ferof bravely held on and wins the Henry VIII. From for non-stop in second, they were clear of Lancetto third. Then Eradicate fourth, whose jumping wasn't that great. Lidar next, Ultimate, and then Megastar last.
Terrific finish to the Grade 1, a newly upgraded Henry VIII Novices steeplechase. Ferof has justified short odds favouritism. In so doing, has given Paul Nicholls and Ruby Walsh yet another Saturday double with the promise of more riches to come. But for non-stop has made him pull out nearly every stop in second place and has confirmed himself a horse of real promise for Nick Williams, whose string are really firing now. For non-stop, ridden by Noel Feely, a target on Walsh's back all the way round, and he emerged from the pack the most potent threat to the favourite, aboard whom Walsh was confident enough to send on quite a long way from home as we join them midway down the back, Dave.
Yeah, that was a cracking run by for non-stop there, wasn't it? Those who took the 2 to 5 and the 4 to 11 about Ferof are now I should think pouring themselves a stiff drink. At this point, we've still got Lancetto in front. Push comes to shove on Lidar. Eradicate in the Spence colours just got close to too many fences in truth. Here Ferof eases to the front, but if you look about 4 lengths behind him in the red, there is Noel Feely on the runner-up for non-stop, and he hasn't been extended yet. It was a really good run. He ran a race full of promise at Cheltenham, and he's certainly confirmed it here. His jumping throughout was absolutely fine. They didn't go a particularly testing pace, did they, in that sense? But the first two have motored a long way clear. What was it, about a neck or a head between them at the line? Another mistake there by Eradicate sees him going to 5th place there. But now it's just that the first two really are rolling up their sleeves for a bit of a scrap as for non-stop goes past Lancetto. Here still between the pair there's a good 2 to 3 lengths, but still Noel Feely hasn't gone for everything on the runner-up, and it does get very serious for backers of Ferof. We mentioned beforehand that he made a pretty flawless debut over fences at Cheltenham, and obviously he's a Grade 1 winner of the Supreme Novices over hurdles, but he has to pull absolutely everything out here under pressure to get home by what looks like a neck from 4 non-stop, and they've motored a long way clear of the 3rd.
And he just got in a little deep to the last. He jumped it well. He was clever, Ferof, but he showed great tenacity up the hill. And my belief, even though he was short odds and he only just won, Dave, is that he's almost enhanced his reputation, because granted a stronger gallop at 2 miles in a championship race, Ruby Walsh will just be able to wait that little longer.
Yeah, I mean, your instinct when you see a 4 to 11 shot fight like this for victory, and for such a narrow victory, your immediate instinct is to think, oh well, that's a rather disappointing performance. But I completely agree with you. I would be much more inclined to give fulsome praise to the 2nd rather than grab the winner there.
Yeah, lovely finish to the Grade 1 Henry VIII, and a splendid performance from Ferof, whose jumping was very good and whose battling qualities was seen in great evidence up the run-in.
He jumped particularly well, didn't he, Nick? 4 to 11 favourite, beats for non-stop 10 to 1 and all 7 ran.
Game on!
Now then, Grand National Fences coming up in the feature event at entry today. The Betfred Beecher Handicap Chase, 3 1/4 miles. This is going to be hard work. 14 runners, 21 fences, Mad Max out. Another Palm 13 to 2, Rare Bob 8 to 1. West End Rocker 8s from 10s. It's also 8-1 Hello Bud. Niche Market 9-1. 9-1 Swing Bill Nikto de Beauchesne. And it's also Shalimar from and Trio, who's a 9-1 from 10s. 11's Always Waning, likes the track Always Waning. Ground might be too soft though. 14's and bigger the rest.
Potentially a potent threat from Ireland here in the shape of Noel Meads, another Palm, who's